Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Under Investigation Stories Behind the Badge. I want to welcome everybody joining us again. If you're still listening, I don't know, we either annoy you enough that you just want to like yell at us, or you're getting something out of it.
Or you stumbled onto us by mistake.
Yeah. Well, either way.
But stick around. It's good though. Stick around. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Right.
Why not?
And
Plus
we have guests today. So
Oh yeah, we do have another guest.
Yeah,
Well, anyways, hey Brant, what'd you do last weekend?
what did I do last weekend? Oh, I sat here with you last weekend.
Oh,
Actually.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, why don't you introduce our next guest?
If you guys have all seen the kind of the warm up that we did posted on some of our social media platforms, today we get to have a little interaction with Mike from Soldier 6. Trainer Mike, I think is what your TikTok is?
Trainer Mike, yeah.
Trainer Mike on Soldier 6.
Well, that's original.
I know.
I'm surprised it wasn't taken already. But we're gonna just kind of dive into a little bit. So again, if those of you that have watched or have listened to my podcast, you'll know that I have 2 dogs from Soldier 6. And of course, I was fortunate. As Soldier 6 has grown, they've added more and more trainers to their who's involved. Yeah. Arsenal. Ooh, Arsenal. That's a good one.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
But I was fortunate enough to have Mike be my trainer for my dogs. And so when we started doing this stuff and just all the connections that keep coming back around, I know, Mike, you had an interview with some folks the other day.
Dave and Christy Dyke.
That have
Funny.
Soldier 6 dogs.
And Mike's name came up in that
Yeah.
conversation.
So I think there's a lot of connections that all kind of reach around and all roads are some way, shape, or form either lead back to either the job, where you work, or what you do. And clearly that, there's a lot of connections within Soldier 6, obviously. Say in mine, Soldier 6 impacts a lot of people in very positive ways. And so, but I think the big thing for me was, and you and I talked about this a little bit off mic, but I know a lot about what you do with Soldier 6. I know there's a ton that I don't know that you do with Soldier 6, but what I don't think a lot of people realize is if you go back and look at anything that happens with Mike is we don't know Mike like pre-Soldier 6 Mike. And so when we started doing this podcast, I thought, I think it'd be cool to have you on just to have a conversation about like what got Mike to here. Because currently full-time working with a metro agency. So that's your full-time job. Soldier 6 was your full-time jobs. Now your full-time job still.
Yes.
But I think that was for me is like, I know a ton about what you do and what Soldier 6 does and what you do for Soldier 6. And obviously you're guilt by association with Soldier 6.
Well, let's clarify the air real quick. Prior to Soldier 6, did you work for the CIA?
No, I did not. But if I did, I couldn't tell you. So
I just want to make sure.
really, who knows?
ChatGPT.
It lied to me.
I paid Google to keep me out of it.
I'll line that in. Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little bit about your background. Tell us, are you from Minnesota originally?
I am. Yeah, I am from this state. I was born and raised in south of St. Paul. I don't like to claim it. I like to claim the Iron Ranges as home, just because that's where I had bought a house and tried to do most of my living up there. But yeah, I was born and raised in West St. Paul. Woo, WSP. And
Are we supposed to cheer for that?
no,
Oh.
please don't.
No.
I'm sure somebody on here probably went WSP. But
Is there a sign for it? Like some kind of flash?
it might be.
Like a gang symbol.
I'm not nearly cool enough to know it, nor being part of that. But yeah, I went to Mendota Heights is where I went to high school, Henry Sibley High School. It's not called that anymore, but I don't know what it's called anymore.
Was that because it was racist?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It
I'm sure
probably
there was a
was.
snowflake somewhere that felt bad.
Oh, we're going to get along just
Oh,
fine.
we are. That we are.
We're all getting fired, boys.
Yeah, that's okay.
Can't fire me from something I ain't working on anymore. So good luck, guys.
That's cool, right?
Oh.
But yeah, I went there, and then as a young lad, I graduated high school, and I knew I wanted to be a cop. I don't know why. I just did, but I don't know, whatever. Wanted to be a cop, and I went to Alex Tech, for about 32 minutes, and I realized that I hate school. I don't want to do this. I like structure, but I hate school. I am not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
See, I went to Hibbing, so very similar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
the whole structure. Get up in the early morning, go
Right.
run around the park and run miles, and that's what we did in Hibbing too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but then you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
32 minutes was oddly specific.
Well, maybe a little bit.
What was your first class? Was it like Grant Haugen or what?
Grant was there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm an
yeah,
Alex
that's
guy.
right, that's
I'm an
right.
Alex guy.
I remember Grant being there. Yeah. But
Now we will start with 125 push-ups.
Right.
What?
He said, what? My fat arms can't do that. And when I say fat, I was chunky. But I had just a disdained hate for school. So I did what I had to do to finish up that semester, and boom, I was gone. I hightailed it out of there. So I came back home because Mom did laundry. Mom cooked for me.
Of course.
Mom did all that stuff. Thank you, Mother. I do appreciate you. Just so there's no red flags in anybody else's mind. I have grown apart from my mother. I still love her to death. I'll do anything for her. But
Right.
Yep.
You don't live in her basement, do you?
No.
Oh, good.
Did you find it on ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I don't trust ChatGPT anymore. That's the second time it's lied to me today. Because it said, ask him about his mama.
Yeah.
We have photos. We can't share them unless you subscribe. but-
Correct. Yeah. Those are precious commodities. But
Did you ever do the run when you're up in Alex? Or do you literally bail after the?
I literally bailed.
No, that's the second year thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is
did.
it? So
I remember the run.
I
So
didn't
my
stick
wife-
around.
My wife went to Alex, and she's like, "I want to go to the best school." And I said, "Well, it's either Hibbing or Alex." And so she got into Alex first, so that's where she went. I remember her coming home going, "You know, we have to run 6 miles." And I said, "That's why I went to Hibbing."
That's right. That's right. You
We
have
had-
to chase something that you can't catch? Hell no.
I had an old when I first started working part time in Dayton. I had an old school Minneapolis cop come up to me, and we were talking about chasing after people. And that's when we still chased after people
Right.
and stuff. And he goes, and he was retired from Minneapolis, and he's like, "You know, I learned long ago that if you're tired after chasing after somebody, you parked your car too far away."
And how true is that?
That
Love
is so
that.
true.
How
We're all
true.
looking at each other. Yeah, we're not. Nobody at this. Well, I don't know, Mike. You might be able to chase somebody still, but
Yeah.
I'm not chasing anybody.
I
I'm chasing the donut down in the break room.
I remember,
Get that email darts here.
yeah, I remember, yeah,
Every Friday.
yeah. There's brownies in the break room.
God. Dispatch gets holding on the radio. You have a delivery at your front door? I'm like, yes, we're getting fat.
Yes. Yeah, it was one of my favorite lines. And like when he told me this story though, the best part was like when I tell it, it's got a joking demeanor to it. When he told it, he was just straight faced. He's
Absolutely.
like, "You parked your car too far away." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Got it. You bet." And I'm like, and then I tell it now and I'm like, that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy like literally like you'd show up on a call and his squad would be halfway in the front yard and I'd be like, "What happened?" "Oh, well, he got out of the car and started walking towards the front door." "Oh, yeah, no, drive in the yard. That makes sense." No,
I
I
adored him.
yeah.
The other day, this just kind of to tie into that. The other day, we were having a union meeting down in our roll call room, and so there's a dozen of us, and half of them are in uniform because they're on the street, and a call for a fight comes out, and we, probably like your agency, we've got a bunch of trainees,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys jumped up so fast they about knocked the tables over, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I look at my phone because I get all the calls on my phone. And I look and I'm like, a fight? I'm like, who cares? I mean, why?
Yep.
But they were just so young and eager.
know.
And here,
Isn't that cute?
yeah, because the rest of us are like,
Adorable.
whatever, dude.
Right. Guys, give it 32 seconds. They're going to just fall out of this fight and they'll be done.
Yeah, you're only there to fight the winner.
That's
Right.
right.
You're not there to fight everybody.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
I learned that up north.
That's right. So I just say I would run every call I ran to up north. My siren was on
Mm-hmm.
like as I'm pulling in the driveway, loud party call, woo, 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 pulling in the driveway.
Well, that's
got-
tactical. You get
yeah.
them to leave.
That's right. That's right.
You missed some of our earlier episodes. That's exactly what we're talking about. Him and I worked in the same area for the
Nice.
most part, and we're like, "Yep." I
Yeah.
worked on an Indian reservation,
Okay.
and so that's how you cleared out calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
because you were going by yourself.
Right. Yep.
It's me versus 25, and I'm like, I don't think so.
All right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
you
three
think
or
smarter.
four trailers that were left, were typically, you're like, okay, no. No,
Mhm.
I like the odds a little better now.
Right,
Oh
right,
my
exactly.
goodness.
And they're already winded as it is. They ain't gonna wanna mess
So,
around.
so 32 minutes later, you pack up, move back from Alex.
Yeah, I did, because Mom did laundry.
Good job, Brant.
I know.
We were falling off the rails, and
I
Brant
know,
just
he
saved
brought it
us.
right back in.
Only because you actually used a 32-second.
Again,
reference.
I noticed
So,
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I
I
brought it
noticed
back. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
So-
anyways,
Oh yeah, I'm
So-
back on.
I can't.
this
I
is
found
gonna
out.
be a train wreck.
I found out I can't. swear.
Oh, you can't swear?
No.
Or you shouldn't swear.
No, I shouldn't because then it gets flagged and it's
I
got
keep getting
adult
scolded
content. So
Why, who? Uncle Sam? Who's scolding you?
online.
online. Mhm.
Well, one of my distributors.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah. Those who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Protect the innocent, allegedly.
But yeah, I have to keep putting adult content because he keeps swearing.
Oh my goodness. That's why we're very limited on the public places that we can
Right.
take him.
Mm-mm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah. Usually,
I can admit that though, so it makes me a better person.
yeah. We go to empty parks in rural towns.
Oh my gosh. We're never going to talk about
Sad
dogs,
2
are
minutes
we?
later, I leave
sad
Alexandria and I
part.
come home.
Thank you.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
The sad part is it wasn't more than about 2 months ago. We were actually out in the middle of a park
We were.
with two of my dogs.
We were.
Just rural park in the middle of
I don't want to
nowhere.
hear about it. I just
Well,
dog trained.
they were dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
dogs were involved. Anyways, so yeah,
So I come home.
yeah, I come home, and
Lord help us.
I know. I still had the desire to be in this thankless job, yet it is still super fun. And I joined West St. Paul Police Department as a reserve, and I also went to the airport as a CSO. That's right, I was that little prick that told you cannot park here. You have to move. Keep moving. No parking here. I know you see your family running at you at full speed, but I'm making you move
Now.
now.
You were
But they're
that
right
guy.
there. Nope.
Nope.
Now. You were that guy,
I
huh?
was that kid. I was
bet
that kid.
I bet you yelled at me.
All around.
I very well
Around.
could have, but I also found out pretty quick that why get in an argument over this? Because then they're just two idiots in an argument, and I'll let you be the only one here. That's one being the argument. I'll just sit and stare. So
That's great.
that's where I really got to have that perfected that technique of just glaring at people. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, just the blank stare.
Yeah, I just
what you
don't
get.
care. I can write you a $32 parking ticket, but why? What's
Right.
the point? $32.
That's where you learned your personal skills, right?
Yeah, interpersonal
Interaction.
communication. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stop using big words
I
now.
know. No, I'm drinking Kool-Aid.
Well,
We're
yeah.
gonna get to that here in a little
Oh,
bit.
that's right. I forgot. I forgot. The wall, the
So-
Kool-Aid man has come through the wall. I forgot.
yeah.
I remember those commercials.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I love
are,
'em.
Are you that guy?
Not anymore. No. Wait.
You were?
Who?
Which guy?
But yeah, the Kool-Aid guy?
Yeah. Were
Or
you?
the kid that told you to leave, you can't stay here and park?
Well, I know you were that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, was that kid. Yeah.
Okay, let's.
So moving on.
Woo!
Moving on.
I apologize.
Let's see here.
From the airport.
From the airport. During my time at the airport and West St. Paul, I was able to just gain some more experience and felt like, all right, this is still it. We're still going to do this. But I hate living in the cities, so I bought a place up in Babbitt. Talk about rural.
I know.
Wow.
No, I love it. God, I love that area. Those of you that do not know Babbitt, do not do any research on it. Don't look into it. Don't even look at it. I want that to remain the exact same. So when I turn 55, I'm gone.
Mm,
Stay out of there.
up on the range.
The range.
Is the range.
Mm, I like that
Wait,
place.
deranged or the range? The
It
range.
could be either.
It could be either one, really.
There's a comma in there.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
It's a
What's-
comma.
I mean, how big is that town? 2,000?
Oh no, it's she's
not-
dying.
Oh, is it?
That might be 1,200, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it that
maybe.
small now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drive through there as a kid.
It's easily it's 3-digit, if not low 4-digit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh, wow.
I mean, in its heyday, it was only about $2,000 in its heyday.
Right.
And although if they get the mining back up there again, that they're talking about doing, but
I don't know. I even if they do, Babbitt's not gonna
No.
flourish. Not at all. I'll flourish personally, but
For all of our listeners that live in Babbitt, we're sorry.
I love you guys. I miss you guys. Peter Mitchell Days. I'll see you up there.
Wow.
See?
Plug for Babbitt.
That's right.
That's right.
So you went up to Babbitt?
So, yeah, I went there, but I also was going back and forth, between the cities, and then I turned 21. Well, I turned 20. I was 20, and I moved down to Kansas, and Kansas had phenomenal, or I shouldn't say phenomenal. Really, not too much being phenomenal in Kansas, but anyways, it was an easy state to get hired in. So I went down there and got my first cop job in Kansas.
See,
Really?
Brant's looking at me like,
no, I just say because I had heard that because so again, I mean, we have a little bit of a gap from our law enforcement careers,
Mhm.
but so when I graduated from Hibbing in '98, we actually had 4 guys that went down to Kansas City,
yeah, nice.
and
KCK.
they said the same thing. They said it was
Mm-hmm.
the process was extremely streamlined. They got down there, and then everything about it, like their training. I mean, it was
It was phenomenal.
yeah, it was for being a non whatever that you don't have to have you don't have to have a degree.
It was non-union and no degree state.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like high speed. Like, I mean, you wouldn't think that when you're talking about Kansas, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, I'd heard, like I said, we had 4 guys when I went through that were,
Right.
but they went through the whole, like, here's the part that was everybody chuckled at was like, you guys went through 2 years of school to go to a state that you didn't need to go to 2 years of school,
Correct.
but they did. And of course, because they had the 2-year degree, Kansas City just like
They
scooped them
probably
up.
picked them up. And for those who are listening, I mean, let's paint that picture a little bit. That time, that's when it was one position for 600 applicants.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's I
Yeah.
started in 97.
Yep.
So things are really tough. Not like today where
Yeah.
got a pulse?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right,
Yeah. Come on,
exactly.
join our team.
Oh, it's not even that. It's, we've got bonuses and we've got,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't realize that you'd gone to Kansas, but yeah, like I said, we had 4 guys that went through and they, that I know of, at least 2 of them are still down there.
Right.
Were fresh out of school in 1990, 98, went down there. And that I know of, like at least 2 of them are still down there, like haven't left the department, didn't change, just have like,
It's a good state to work in. It really is. And they're super law enforcement friendly. Very.
So, do you remember your first big call?
I do, and we'll get into that in 32 seconds. But I don't know why that's sticking in my brain.
Some
right now.
obsession with 32.
I don't know.
Let's keep running with it.
Rubber 32.
We will.
Oh,
Mm.
dad joke.
No,
Yeah, that.
it's not 6'7". I guess.
Oh, stop it.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, it
Stop
said
it.
it's not.
Oh, yeah, that's
6'7".
true.
Oh boy. All right, we'll get back on track, boys. Yeah, I went down there. You join you get hired on your agency. You go to the academy. They pay for everything. It was phenomenal. I was making $13 an hour. I thought I was just top dog, and I thought it was great. Get down there, talk about eye-opening experience. I worked for the city of Liberal. It wasn't liberal, not one bit. It just happened to be the word liberal in there. It wasn't liberal. But I showed up for my interview, and I'll never forget. And down there at that time, it was 2005. You did not know your sergeant's first name. You did not know upper echelon's first name because you did not treat them that way. They were sergeant, whoever, lieutenant, whoever.
Really? Very formal.
Very formal. Very, very formal. Lieutenant Maddox was walking through the lobby as I was sitting there, just like a little tiny boy shaking in my boots, wearing my suit that probably cost $12 from Target. And I was waiting for my interview with the chief, and he walked by and he looked at me. He goes, "You drink coffee?" And I didn't, but I said yes. I don't
Yes,
know why.
sir.
He just scared the absolute world on me. Like, yes, sir. He goes, "Can you drive fast?" I said, yes, sir. He goes, "Good. You're hired." And I'm like, "Are you the guy that can officially tell me that?" Or?
That's a fair question.
So I just sat there looking straight ahead. I'm like, "Thank you, sir." I didn't know what else to say. But during my interview, they asked me, said, "Why do you want to be a police officer?" These are no bullshit guys. I mean, they are just 100%. We need workers. And I told him, I said, because I'm nosy and I want to put my nose in where it doesn't belong. And he looked at me, he goes, "I love that answer." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Sir.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is hilarious.
Oh my God. So I got hired on. It was right then and there. They didn't screw around. I went from that interview to my psych to my polygraph. And then a week later I got my my letter saying, "Here you go. You're ready to go." So I went home, hightailed it back down there, and that's where I started. First day of FTO, I love telling the story, and it just one of those things where, as a new cop, you're faced with decisions, and you don't know who you are yet, and you got to figure out who you're going to be, and this is what set the kind of the pace for me. We're well past the statute of limitations on this, but
Oh, I like stories like that. That you have to start it
So
out.
when they
with-
start like that, yeah. When they start like that,
When
and you
they
go,
start.
"What year is it now?" Okay, no, I
Correct.
can tell this.
I'm all ears.
doing the math. I only have 10 of these, so I don't
Yeah.
know how else to count. Can you use them? Your
Yeah,
fingers.
carry
and
the
toes?
one. Carry the one.
So my FTO, massive mountain of a man. I'm in the car with him where we just get out of briefing. I get in the passenger seat, first day on the job, and he has no idea who I am. I have no idea who he is. All I know is I want to make this man happy because he's a very massive man, and I don't want to piss off the mammal. So we get in the car and we go to the east side of the city, which is the dumpy part of the city. And there's this little Hispanic Guatemalan guy crossing the street, and from what I remember, he crossed legally. He got on the sidewalk and he was walking down the street. Oh no, the car pulls over. He pops out, my FTO pops out, and he grabs the guy up, throws him on top of the hood, and starts going through his pockets. Now, granted, this is Kansas, so it's a little bit different than Minnesota. So it starts going through the guy's pockets. My FTO can speak Spanish. This guy's speaking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sitting here with a little white kid from Minnesota going,
Probably with pasty skin too.
Right. Well, I am Lebanese, so I'm a little bit darker, but
Sorry.
I can pull off some other things. But I have no idea why we're stopping him, why he's being stopped, what's going on. Terry doesn't even come into my brain at that particular moment. Terry stops, so I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm just standing there, and I remember standing there off to the passenger side of the car. My car door is closed. This guy is like off his feet over the top of the hood, and things are everywhere on top of the hood. My FTO gets done with him, tells him in Spanish, whatever your stuff, and get out of here. Well, the guy starts saying dinero. I know what dinero means. All right, I know what dinero means, and he's pointing at the hood, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, I don't know habla. So my FTO grabs him and tosses him and makes him leave. And still this day, I still don't know what he was wanting, but he wanted something from me. And my FTO, we get back in the car, he looks at me, he goes, what did I do wrong? I looked at him and I said, sir, I don't know, but I think you were justified in whatever aspect that you stopped this guy for and whatever you did. And he looked at me, he goes, we're going to get along just fine.
Oh my gosh. And as you're talking, I'm thinking, oh, he did this wrong. He did this wrong. Yep. That was probably the right answer at the right time.
At the moment it was. And at the moment, I absolutely said nothing to anybody. And then we got to breakfast. And of course, as a new guy, you pay for everybody's breakfast. That's right, that happened for months. I was making $13 an hour. I had nothing to my name. And I paid for breakfast every shift for 2 months. And you never say a word.
Yeah.
Never say a word. So I learned really quick, this is the job that I'm here to do. This is the job I signed up to do. I'm in a different world. Mike ain't in Minnesota anymore. This is Kansas now. So I learned a lot on who I
legitimately, yeah,
literally. I learned a lot who I was and kind of the road I wanted to go down. But I guess ultimately with that was the FTO and everybody on my shift started to realize who I was, and I was making my own decisions and learning who I wanted to be as a cop, and that's what gained their respect. They might have been, some of them were a little dirty, and some of them did a little bit of time later on down the road, but they learned out who I was, and that's kind of one of those things where, as a new kid, when you come in, you got to figure out who you are. You don't fall in the masses of the group of who is around you. You just got to figure out what's right, what's wrong,
right,
and make your own decision, your own path.
How big of a department was that?
We were a town of, I think we were about 20,000. We had a department of 80.
That's crazy.
80? Yeah. For 20,000?
We were, if you look at the map, Liberal is it. You are the hub. You have nothing around you. Your backup is Dodge City, which is 50 miles away, or Garden City, which was 50 miles away, or Amarillo, which was an hour and a half away. So that was who we were, where we were, and we were us. You call for help, you get your guys coming. That's it. That's all. Wow. You got one or two deputies, one trooper, but that's it.
But I knew that. I mean, I remember that too, and I'm in the same thing. It's weird because when we look at agencies, it's
1 to 1,000,
1.1 or 1.5 per thousand, right? You get outside, especially when you don't have the same like unions and you don't have the same like pay rates and things like that. I mean, down in Florida, same thing. These small agencies, there's the city itself is, how big's your city? Oh, we're about 9 square miles. How many cops do you have? 104. It's like, what?
Yeah.
We have our own crime prevention unit. We have our own drone teams. We have our own. It's like
that's so foreign to me.
6 square miles, but again, it's so, down there, but yeah, I mean, so, right. And that's why I was curious. Cause I was like, okay, 20,000. So around here, 20,000 would be, with admin and, everything, 25, 30 cops, plus or minus. So that you're like 80. I'm like, I knew it was going to be just some outstanding, just outrageous number. Cause that's how it is down south.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
I've never experienced that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Washington State was the exact same way. Small town. And we'll get to that. And
yeah.
Not 32 seconds, but a little bit longer.
No, let's stick with 32.
Okay.
I like that. Maybe 32 minutes. Who knows?
There you go. Yeah,
32.
yeah.
32.
We should get to it faster than 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we probably
we
should.
got time to sit and play, boys. We're okay.
We do. So how long do you stay in the great state of Kansas?
Kansas. I was there for about 2 years. I stayed and played. And that 2 years, you learned a lot really, really fast. But yeah, 2 years. And then Seattle, Washington State. I'm going to say Seattle because that's just the metro area. I didn't go to Seattle PD. I went to the Tukwila, city of Tukwila, and I'll explain where that is. But Washington was doing such a big push for laterals at that time, and I caught wind of it through different trainings, and the academy was sending out various information about what states are doing pushes for laterals and things like that. So,
And what year was this? Just to kind of keep it framed here.
7?
No, it would have been 08 by the time I picked up and left.
Okay.
08 to 09 is when I was in left for Washington.
Because I was going to say, because at that point you could have come back and
Here?
yeah,
I could have.
but Minnesota in
Oh.
2008,
Right.
2009, we weren't doing laterals. I mean,
No.
you were still fighting.
The market was still flooded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that you would go. Someone who's going to lateral you over, pay you more money, give you more,
Yeah.
more opportunity.
Yeah,
for
absolutely. And Minnesota has always been competitive. I remember that. Just keeping an eye on it. Minnesota was always competitive.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened.
It still is.
We'll get back to it.
I got my ideas.
All right.
I got my ideas.
That's a whole
We'll get
episode.
back to
That's
it.
a whole episode.
It is. It is.
We'll get there.
Right.
I hope so. I'm sure, but as the pendulum swings, we will come back.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking we're going to bring you back for that episode, so
Oh, absolutely.
so you can get in trouble with us.
Why not? Absolutely. Why not? Brant, we'll just cut his mic off right.
We might as well.
right
Yeah. This might be one you just I just sit here and just smile and nod.
You look pretty.
Smile and nod. Yep.
You're
No.
probably out of the three of us. You're probably the one that could say anything and get away with it.
Correct.
Yeah, but
Him and I have employment
But
status.
then
that
we get flagged.
Correct.
We
have
get
to worry
flagged by
about.
Spotify, and then I just
Oh.
Spotify's yours.
yeah.
Your master.
Yeah. No, and again, I moved not to go on the tangent, but obviously you got, what we're referring to are obviously the two incidents that happened, which was the George Floyd incident, the Dante Wright incident. And both, at least the Dante Wright incident was kind of my key factor of
Sure.
my, and I always tell people it's where I got I guess the trigger. I think PTSD builds up, over your career. We've talked about this before. I don't think you can't be a cop and do what we do and not develop some form of PTSD. But I think for me, working on a reservation, working by myself, going on all these different types of traumatic calls, you just develop that. But for me, when I was on mobile field force for Dante Wright, that was I think it was my trigger.
Sure.
That was what it was for me. And so for me, it's like, I mean, when I reference that back, it's like, yeah, I can tell all sorts of stories about how that went south for me. Again, I always tell everybody, PTSD isn't what ended my career. Heart disease is what ended my career.
Right.
I was smart enough. And again, I use this and I mean this in the nicest way, but I was smart enough to acknowledge that I had some PTSD issues and look at my boss and go, I got some problems. I need help. And he went, go get help, So I worked for, 3 years with PTSD and did just fine. I didn't retire because of PTSD. I actually had heart disease, went back to work and then started having issues from my heart disease and was told, yeah, you can't do this job anymore.
Right.
So, but anyway, we can have that discussion now. We can talk about
That's another rabbit hole.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A huge rabbit hole.
We could have Liz Collins on.
Oh. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Oh,
think-
Liz, if you're
I
listening,
think
just send
Liz-
me an email. As a matter of
I
fact,
think
Liz,
Liz might be a little bit busy to come sit at our table, but I would love to have Liz on.
You can have it right here at the head spot.
I'll say, hey, Liz, why don't you just come to our website at weareunderinvestigation.com and you can just send me a little message.
Love that
There you go.
transition.
You like that?
Like that.
Anyways, back to the real world here.
Yeah.
Let's. So you go out to Seattle to this town that you said that I can't pronounce.
Oh, it's okay. There'll be from other towns that you're not going to pronounce. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Or spell.
Mata Mita.
Mata.
yeah,
Wait, is that a?
You can always tell when people are not from
Oh, my
around here.
goodness
The
sakes.
mid-G.
Yeah. You even got the in there. Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's because it's native up there.
It's true. Anyways,
Not wrong.
no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, but before I left Kansas, so I that's where my introduction to canine came in. We had our canine unit down there, and our canine sergeant took a liking to me, which was really nice of him because he kicked my butt on a daily. I just he put me through the ringer a lot, helping him do various quarry work or decoy work, what we call it here, and then just doing the hides and things like that. So I learned a lot as my introduction to canine. So I'm really thankful that the Sergeant Bogart, and you don't know their first names because you don't dare call them by the first names.
That's
Jim,
right.
was super kind to me, and he took me in under his wing, and I thank him a lot for that. So when I did my lateral from Kansas to Washington, I actually went to work for a reservation first in Washington. I applied for several different agencies. The Swinomish Nation, spell that one.
Nope.
Nope, exactly. Was the first one to pick me up, and I went to work for them for about a year and a half. And the chief at the time, he was a little sticky fingers, and he ended up doing some federal time on various things that he should not have been doing. And that's when I got the phone call from Tukwila Police Department, which was just the city south of Seattle. I had a buddy that worked in Tukwila, and he called me up and he said, "Hey, we're hiring. Do you wanna come to us? Another department move." But I am that. All right, I'll give it a shot. I'll apply.
Were there issues at the first one that was wanting you to look elsewhere?
Yeah, just with the chief getting his being arrested.
Yeah, didn't want the stain.
No,
kind of thing.
I didn't want to. He's still a young guy. It didn't really affect me where I was. You had so many layers in between you, but still, I thought, all right, this is not necessarily what I want to be doing. Fun agency, really fun agency. But
Tribal usually is.
yeah, a lot of money. We had a big boat on the North Puget Sound that I got to go roll around in, and that was really fun.
Well, that'd be fun.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
We're gonna come back to that one here in a second. Yeah,
I got to take notes. All these things we're going to come back to.
I know that's okay. I think a steel trap. Most stuff doesn't go in, but whatever. Yeah,
Just come
bounces
back
around.
out either.
Bounces around inside.
He'll be driving back home later and go, "Oh, we were going to talk about that. We were going to come back to
I won't
that."
be home until about midnight. So yeah,
Good
yeah.
Lord.
So Tukwila, I gave that a shot. I applied for Tukwila, and as I was going through that process, I was looking at that city and kind of everything that they had to offer, and I thought, all right, this is kind of what I want to go to. Bigger agency, metro. All right, we'll give this a shot. By the grace of God, they hired me, and I got in, and it was you're drinking right from the fire hydrant on that one. It was a very busy city. About 19,000 in population, 350,000 during the daytime population. We had a
That's big.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, big. We had a little over about 100 officers, and we had bodies everywhere. So we had tons of people on patrol. We had a lot of specialties. We had a very cohesive department that worked very, very well together. And it was one of those where it was very rare. There's no animosity between people, or maybe there was, I'm sure, but I wasn't a part of it. But rank was getting along great. They're there protecting us, and the city was doing what they could do to keep us happy and maintain order in the police department and the fire department and keep us all thriving. So it was great. Made it through FTO, and I think I struggled through FTO just because it was so high paced and everything was just so action packed. I thought, oh, Christmas sakes, I'm not going to make it through this, but made it through it, had a good time. It was I was on probation, and I was showing a lot of interest in telling a lot of people that my interest is in canine. That's where my interest lies. And of course, we had a big canine unit, and they're all like, "Kids, you ain't gonna make it in." I'm like, "Yeah, probably not. I'll just be the beaten down dog trotting kid that I was over here just hoping and wishing and praying that you're gonna look at me someday and take me on." So I would sign up for what I could for doing quarry work, decoy work, and whatever I could do to help them out, and it paid off.
At this point, I'm assuming you're just trying to get recognized.
I am.
Right? I mean, let's be honest. That's what that's
That's
about.
all it is.
And I have such a charming personality. How can you not recognize me?
That is true.
I really have no lack of confidence, and sometimes I don't know when to shut up. But hey, here I am. Love me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I won't say what we were talking about earlier. I'm like,
I'm-
I'll have to mark this adult content
Right.
again.
I thought we were. Yeah, I thought we weren't doing
I'm
that.
like a cute lab. I'll just circle you and just nuzzle them
Yeah.
next to you. Yeah.
Jeez.
So I
Go to GSP and just stare at you.
good. Yeah. Yeah. A Velcro Malinois. You love me. But so yeah, I did a lot of work with the canine unit and was doing everything I possibly could, and then I got into it was super weird. I got into 3 decent sized accidents on probation, and most of them were my fault. So,
Whoa! Stop!
Yeah.
Time out. You were like the driver?
yeah, I was a driver.
Were you just a poor driver?
Well, I was young, dumb, had a gun and a fast car. So,
Oh,
yes,
he's that guy.
I was that guy.
I was
yes.
that guy.
We were all that guy, and there's still.
No! Don't throw me under the bus.
Oh, come on!
No, first time I racked up a squad is I hit a deer at about 90 miles an hour. That was fun.
I had a car that was running from me.
Oh, well, that's
What was-
okay.
Did it continue to run after that?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, the driver did.
Well, that's because
He's
he's here.
here.
Park close enough.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
On probation. Yeah, I was.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to rack a squad when I'm on probation.
Well, I don't think you'll have to worry about that.
No. Maybe in retirement.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I want to hear.
So
No.
when you said that though, I flinched because I like had instant flashback. I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, been there.
Yep.
I got that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You goof up. But to all you young kids that are listening, fall on the sword. You screw
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fall on the sword. You on the sword. You lie, you die. And that's just it.
100%
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
That
Just
is
you.
never lie about it.
Nope. I don't care how bad you look. Just you're gonna look dumber if you do. And that's just it.
Well, you're
So,
not going to get fired.
No.
You know, you might
Well,
get, well, in
yeah,
theory,
Right. In theory.
you know,
yeah.
I mean, but you're going to get fired for lying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And we all know that.
Absolutely. You are. You're gonna get your tongue in a twister.
And even if you know, like you could probably like. So I always tell this story, and I usually tell when I'm teaching. I tell this story about because the same thing, young kids and stuff like that. But same thing. When I was working. We had we're talking brand new car. Like I think this was the second shift this car had been on patrol, and I come pulling out of the PD. I made a left hand turn, and I was still logging into my MDC, driving down the road, smoked a mailbox, like not even a little bit, right? Dinged the front fender, took off the mirror, put a ding in the passenger side, A pillar, and at the time where I was, I'm out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
like middle of nowhere, gravel road even. And I'm like, I could easily tell the boss, deer ran out in front of me. I swerved, smoked the mailbox. I could tell that story. And I'm 98.9% sure he'd have bought it.
Mhm.
And I thought, why?
Right.
Why? Because my luck that the house that was parked on the road that I smoked the mailbox had has got a Ring doorbell or some camera system that's just so I called the boss. I hit a mailbox. He's like, what? I hit a mailbox. What were you doing? Just driving down the road. You just swerved, miss a deer, and I thought, nope, just driving down the road. And he's like, okay.
Are you sure?
He's like, take pictures of it and this and that. I was like, all right. And so then of course we worked 5 days on, 5 days off, and so I come back on my next set of 5 days. I just walk into his office. I sit down. He's like, what's up? And I go, I'm sure you got some paperwork for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, no. And I go, sure about that? And he goes, listen, he goes, and he said the same thing that we all just got done saying. And he goes, listen, he goes, you could have lied to me and told me that this happened, that happened, this happened. He goes, and I probably would have believed. He goes, but you didn't.
Yep.
And he goes, what I don't want to do is I don't want to punish you for telling the truth.
Mhm.
And he goes, so while I'm not okay with you not paying attention to what you're doing, this and that, he outlines all the circumstances of what I should have done different.
He gets a tongue lashing.
Yes.
He did say though, he goes, but I'm not going to discipline you for it because I think that's sending the wrong message. That's sending the message that you should have lied to me. And he goes, and I don't want to send that message. And he goes, so
Good. And
I was like, okay. And so I tell that story to all my,
Mhm.
teaching because you're right. Fall on the sword. Cause it's the cut's going to be less
Yes.
if you fall on the sword. It doesn't mean you're not going to get cut. Doesn't mean you're not going to get burned. It doesn't mean, you're not going to take a hit.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be less than it would be if you got caught lying,
Absolutely.
especially in this career.
Yeah. That's no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. We deal with so much deceit and lies and everything else on a daily.
Yeah.
Just we have no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen in this career, no matter what. Things are going to happen, whether we see it coming, don't see it coming. It's self-generated or not. It just,
Yeah.
you got to take what it is.
So you crashed 3 cars.
Yeah. 3
Wow.
cars. Yeah.
Totaled them.
1.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go in, go in.
Go
Right.
big or go home. You
Right.
want new equipment. You total the old stuff
I know.
out.
I know. Yeah, the first car was junk.
Funny-
I did him
funny.
a favor.
Yeah.
Funny enough, we're all laughing at it now, but
Right.
at the beginning of our career, we're like, oh,
Yeah.
God.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm going to go clean out my locker just in
Right.
case.
You get that stomachache feeling where you just like get done eating White Castle and you're like, I really gotta go to the bathroom and it won't go away. That's that feeling. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh God, oh dear Lord. So yeah, after my first crash and my second crash were like a couple weeks maybe apart. And then my sergeant at the time, he was joking, but I didn't think he was joking. He's like, don't do it again. Otherwise, honest to God, I don't know if I can protect you anymore. I'm like, well, okay. I will do my best, sir.
Sergeant.
Yep. Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I was backing my patrol car up next to Jersey Mike's, but I was backing up. Jared Jeweler was right behind me. And I wanted to go to Jersey Mike's. That was my goal, to go to Jersey Mike's and get something to eat.
Just want to
I just wanted a sub, fresh baked bread for 99 cents. I just wanted to eat something. Jersey Mike's, you're amazing. There's your plug. And I go and I'm backing up the car, and of course, no rear view mirror or no camera,
cameras,
whatever. Which I know, kids, it's super weird. I'm old. So I'm backing up and I'm using the mirror. I'm using both mirrors. I'm looking all around and I look forward, and all of a sudden, doosh, I'm like, oh no. No,
Not
No.
number 3.
no. I
Well,
get
that's
out.
2.
No, that's 3.
Oh, that's
Oh,
number
this is the third
3.
one. This is the third one. I get out and I look, and of course it's Jared Jeweler that I backed into, and I'm like, you have got to be. So
Wait, you backed into the building?
the building, and it was there before I started backing up, so I knew the building was there.
He
It's not like
backed into Jared himself.
I know. I'm thinking, maybe it's a car. The building didn't move, bro.
no. That's why
Look and say that'll buff right out.
Right.
That'll
buff right out. Well, they buff out when you get a new bumper. He'll buff out. So,
Oh,
of course,
jeez.
the Crown Vic bumpers, in the middle, it was cold out. Granted, it was cold for Washington, but cracked it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. So I go inside Jared Jeweler, and I hit I hit like the brick or the mason. I didn't hit a window. So I go into Jared Jeweler. I'm like, hey, just business check. We're all good. They're like, oh yeah, we're doing great. I'm like, bye.
See you later.
Make sure nobody's. I don't know. I didn't knock over a display case worth $12 million. So
Oh, man.
I go. I call up Sarge. I'm not doing this over the radio. I call him up and say hi. I effed up. I backed into Jared Jeweler, and he goes, "Where are you at?" I said, "I'm over at Jersey Mike's." Jersey Mike's. And he
Meet
goes,
my sub now.
Yeah,
Sub doesn't sound as
My
good
final
anymore.
meal as a
Exactly.
police officer.
He goes, "I'll be right there." I'm like, so I saunter on in, I do my order, and I get one of their napkins, and I start writing out my letter of resignation. And I don't mean I'm joking. I am writing out a letter of resignation on a napkin.
Dear sirs.
I have to do something to get this out of me, this anxiety out of me. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So I get my sub, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. I think I have more tears in my eyes than there is moisture coming out of this steak cheesecake. Oh my God, I can't talk.
Cheesesteak.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yummy.
Mhm.
So he comes walking in, and he's, Sergeant Todd Bassan, super nice guy. He comes walking in, big dude. He's like 6'5", and he's just a big guy. He had the porn mustache and everything. So he comes walking on in, and he goes, "Do you have to bleep that out?"
What?
Porn.
No,
Oh,
no,
said
no. I
porn.
said attaboy for the
Oh,
porn
yeah,
stash.
okay. I hear him
You
thinking,
say-
no,
no, if
I
you
don't
say-
know what
if you
where
say
Spotify's
effing
line
porn.
is. So
I'm learning.
Yeah, we'll figure this out.
Yeah, you can't say effing porn. So
Oh.
that's, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a
I
verb.
mean, the full,
Action.
yeah.
Anyways, he comes walking in. He goes. He goes.
All them buttons there. And you can't,
You know-
you don't have one to,
We can be in our 40s and still think that we're 16, and it's totally cool. The male frontal lobe does not develop, gentlemen.
No.
It does not develop. We are.
least into the
Yes, exactly.
Facts.
We are underdeveloped as individuals. I am 42 years old. I feel like 25 physically. I feel like I'm 12 mentally.
I would agree to that.
Yeah.
Subscribe to that.
Yeah. So Todd comes walking
Don't
in,
forget
and I
to like and subscribe.
That's the button you go
That's
with.
awesome. I slide him over my letter of resignation, and he slides it back. And he says, "No, you don't get off that easy.
Oh, seriously? No, you got to talk to the chief.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
I thought he was going to go that. No, that was there.
Right.
That was
No. He warned me, forewarned me, a couple weeks ago. So I'm like, all right. So I finished the rest of my shift and probably the shift after that. And I just remember having that gut and feeling, you're like, oh, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. I remember having a canine overtime for training the following days, and then I came back for shift, and I get the email, come up and see me. So we had our
Who's me?
chief.
Oh, it is the chief.
Chief.
Okay.
Chief Mike Villa of Tukwila. I will follow that man to the gates of hell and back again, or not come back if he ain't coming back with me.
I'm guessing he didn't get fired because he
clearly not.
he's so
He
complimentary.
got
Clearly not.
promoted.
He failed up.
Give me 32 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
up
find
to
out
you.
what
That's
the
where
hell
we're
I got here. So I go to him, and they're in the ivory tower. Our command staff was in the ivory tower. We had the little garbage area that we had for the police department, and they were in the ivory tower. So we go up to the ivory tower, walk in, and he he told me, he goes, bring your union rep, and I decided I don't want my union rep because why? This is my doings. I have no desire to have a union rep, and I'm on probation, so it's not like I have anything that's going to cover me anyways.
Yeah, the rep is not going to stop whatever's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
Because of probation.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I had a week left of probation.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I know. So I walk in, and he goes, "Where's your rep?" And I say, "Sir, I don't have one, and respectfully, I don't want one. And, if you want me to have one, I'll get one. And I'm new to union, so I have no idea what the whole thing is." And he told me, he goes, it's up to you. You can stop at any time in this conversation if you want a union rep. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm thinking
Here
out
it
of
That's official language right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we sit down, and he comes out from his desk, and he sits on the couch with me. And I thought, well, that's kind of a better sign, maybe. And he's a tough Marine guy, and he's just a no BS kind of dude. So he says, you screwed up. This, that, and the other, goes down the whole list of things that I screwed up. And I just sat there, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yep. And he goes, I have to impose a punishment. And I totally understand that. And whatever you want me to do, I will do. And he goes, you are doing 8 hours of evac training, and that is going to be your punishment. He goes, you're going to schedule it on a day off. Yes, that's overtime. Like,
What?
what?
You were probably going to go to EVOC anyway.
Well,
at some point.
We had evac yearly, unlike this state where we don't.
Right.
Yeah. So I was baffled. Yes, sir, I will go to evac. So I went to our training department, got my evac scheduled, and a week later, I'm off probation. Made it through that, and everyone's joking and laughing, like, oh, you got a golden ticket somewhere. I'm like,
Well, okay, I'm going to stop you for just a second. And we've been laughing a lot, since we, started. But in seriousness, most people, in my opinion, would have been fired.
probably.
So what I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not asking you to be humble here.
Sure.
You must have had some impression. You must have been showing something for those 51 weeks prior that they saw something in you.
I think so. I mean, I think
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would have been fired. Brant would have been fired probably after the first one.
Brett was fired. But
Right.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
It's a whole nother story. But
I mean that as a
I was,
compliment.
so.
But I mean, you don't crash 3 cars on probation and survive that.
Right. You typically don't. You're right. And I don't know. I think the way I work, and the way I hold myself, and
He had a golden ticket.
I didn't.
I think yeah, maybe.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I mean, reality is though too, but realistically, it probably is the way. And again, I think this is whether that's how we are individually, but I think a lot of it's just it's how we just have always carry how we carry ourselves, right?
Yep.
I mean, I have people that have either worked with me or for me that have come to me and said, I'm a different person because I've listened to how you talk to people.
Mhm.
I'm a different person because I see how you carry yourself. And, I take some of that and I'm like, oh, I appreciate that. Like, this is just me. So,
Right.
I mean, while we joke about it, which it is funny actually, but I think part of it is, I mean, if you've got that demeanor and that personality that just says, listen, here's who I am, and I'll tell you how I am. I'll tell you how I'm not. I don't, I think it shows that, someone who has that type of mentality, right? And especially now that you've kind of come up through the ranks now and you're in that position kind of flip-flopped,
Mhm.
so to speak. But now looking back and you see that potential in younger cops now that that, yeah, they may be a little rough around the edges, but you see that that straightforward demeanor, that way they carry themselves or the way they speak to people and things like that, that you go that, yeah, well, it's not perfect and it needs to be honed in a little bit.
Correct.
There is definitely potential that can be worked through.
Yep.
And I think for someone like your chief to see that and know that, like, clearly that's, I mean, call it what you want, but people like that are hard to find. And okay, so you got to go to evoc. Okay. Yeah. I mean, once again, show me a cop out there that doesn't ding up a car by
Right.
backing into a building or hitting a parked car or,
Yep.
you know, I mean, hitting a mailbox, you know, I mean,
Right.
show me a cop out there that hasn't had that happen. And the question is like, and I think it's, you know, how you respond, right? Your response was, yep, I'm done.
Mm.
And it wasn't that, you know, it wasn't like, well, here's my excuse and here's why I did it. And you know, it was, yep, I'm wrong. And I think if more people in our society in general took the I'm wrong, you're right.
Correct.
You know, yep,
Yep.
you got me. I'm wrong.
Yep.
If more people took that stance, like things would be a lot better off. So I think when admin, you know, saw that as a young officer that you're just like, yep, here's my napkin resignation. It was like, but here's someone who's not making excuses.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
I'm acknowledging what I did wrong.
Well, you got personal
You can't-
responsibility.
You can't
Yes.
teach that. You can't train that. You can't, you know.
No, it's something ingrained for you from well, I think your parents
Mhm.
have a big thing. And
Yeah.
thank you, mom and dad.
Yeah, I agree. And it's the same thing with me. Like I said, same way as this. I'd rather take the licks for it now than, but you know, so, I mean, yes, well, it's, you know, jokingly golden ticket, but I still think that, like you said, I mean, the guy that you know, you have a lot of respect for someone who can look beyond the young kid who crashed a couple cars and say, look at the potential though, like look at the honesty, look at the integrity,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and say, hey, you know what, for someone who messed up, but still willing to take responsibility for it and still wants to be here,
Correct.
you know, I mean, I think that's, I mean, yeah. So, and then again, that's a cool story to, you know, to tell,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We're all sitting here going, and you still kept your job,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, we're all genuinely surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Jared wasn't mad. Wait a second, you know?
Yeah, Jared got over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah. So I do my time, did my evoc training.
I do my
do
time.
my
I
time.
love he says
I
it.
know. And then Canine came up. Opening for Canine came up. It was one opening. Again, we had a crazy awesome unit, and I had a lot of time that I had put into Canine with the department, and I knew the trainers very well, and they razzed me, so I knew that at least they knew I existed. So it was, you know, I thought, all right, I'll give this a shot. Canine is all about failure. You learn from your failure. You learn from the failure of others, yourself, your dog. Dog doesn't really fail all that much, but you got to take it and go with it. And as long as it's not a catastrophic failure and you don't continue to do such a disgusting failure, you're going to be just fine. So I get into my canine interview, and the trainers who are not in my department, they're in the interview, conducting the interview process for us. So I get in there, and you know, they all know who I am, but they're all being very, very stoic. They're just this is what we're doing. This is your questions. You answer them. Get out. I'm like, okay, here we go. They asked me first question, Mike, tell us about your failures and how you learned from them. And I remember I just sat there like, I don't believe I have failed. I believe I do everything that I can do the best of my ability, and I continue to do it, or something like along those lines. And they're looking at me like, God, you're an idiot.
I'm thinking like, dude, that's like the worst answer
I know.
you could give.
It truly was. And
I've been on enough panels. I'm like, no.
No,
I'm
bad
just going to
answer.
say, that's about
Nick's
as,
this guy.
yeah.
So that was my interview, and I remember just like I get out of there, and I remember like, oh my God, I'm such a dumbass. Here we go.
That's
So we get done with the interview, and then we have to go do our physical agility test. So I do the physical agility test, and I'm going, you know, I'm keep competing against these other guys in the agency, and there was 5 of us going through it, and I'm like, you know, these other guys are big dudes. I mean, one looks like a Greek god. I'm just like, oh, here we go. Oop, I shouldn't tap it. So, anyways, I get done with the physical agility test, and it wasn't very long before we got our results. I made number 1, and I have no idea how I made number 1, but I made number 1.
Really?
I did. I was
okay, that one I don't got a story.
flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted. So
So am I.
yeah, and it's okay. You can be that way with me. So I get number 1. Chief comes down and he gives me the congratulations, and I'm in. and I just remember telling the chief, I said, "Sir, I don't know how I did this, but I goofed up on the interview panel." He goes, "Well, I wasn't in there." He goes, "But I know who you are, so it's you're who I wanted anyway." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." Um, so I show up for training, our first day, and of course we don't have any dogs yet. They pick out your dog for you. You have no say. You don't even know what a dog is.
So I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Let's before we dive into all the canine stuff, let's just wrap up this episode, and then we'll come back for a second episode, and we'll talk all about dogs.
We'll get into the dog stuff.
That sounds good. So everybody, make sure you join us for our next episode as we continue talking with Trainer Mike.
Yeah.
You're going to be called Trainer Mike.
That's what everybody calls him anyway. Yeah.
There's a lot more drama in episode number 2.
Right.
Yeah, a lot. Oh,
Yeah.
Then you need to come back.
Right.
Like
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Join us for the next episode, and we'll be back shortly.